Welcome, Psychic Tuesday, and I'm your guide, Bernice Bisson. Let's start off with the astrology at the top. We're going to start with all 12 signs. And if you know your sun, moon, and rising, you can listen to all three for a complete message. But let's get started. Aries, sun, moon, rising. We've got things that might amuse you. The next 7 to 10 days, you could find news, you could find things you learn, information that comes in that you could find quite amusing. You could find that you are liberating yourself from debt. You're liberating yourself from commitments and obligations that no longer serve you. You can find that you don't have to work very hard for things to exit right now and let them go. Just let it go. You don't have to fight for too much. This is a time around your vitality, your health, living a little. You might want to carry a light stick because your responses could carry a big weight right now. And you could even be thinking about places you could get away, places you want to travel, places that you may want to visit. And you could do some exploring around that over the next 7 to 10 days and maybe plan something for your birthday. Taurus, sun, moon, rising. This is the time where you might feel a bit emancipated, freed up from what has obligated you. And you can take satisfaction in a job well done. Next 7 to 10 days, you could be wrapping up paperwork, wrapping up things that have been sort of dogging you for a while. And you can find maybe restrictions are being lifted. Maybe the doctor has good news. Maybe you found you were able to pay off some debt. Maybe you have less restrictions on your time. You're going to find that things that make you happy are going to come in abundance. It could be a simple cup of coffee made the right way. It could be some glorious dinners out, things that, or some good times with friends. And so that there'll be evidence of this, that life is okay. What could be feeling like chaos, like the last year, you might find that things might work out better than you imagined. Gemini, sun, moon, rising. Geminis. This is a time where the symmetry between people, I would pay attention to how people know each other, how people are connected to you, how people come at you, how people show up for you, and that you could find there could be a bit of jealousy here and there that you'll have to put into check, and that people could be a bit manipulative or feeling helpless, or maybe they want you to feel helpless, but you're like, I'm not helpless. No, I don't know too many Geminis that are. And that this could be a time where there's a lot of hustle and bustle, and it, although feels busy, it doesn't feel quite productive. And that this might be a time where you very much might covet your alone time, your free time, your quiet time, the ability to shut down or have some rest. And so showing up for you, Geminis, next 7 to 10 days. Cancerians, sun, moon, rising, my little crabs. This is a time where you could find you're part of an exclusive committee or club. You can be tapped on the shoulder to be part of making decisions, deciding who's in, who's out. You could be a time of negotiating and making concessions. You might want inclusivity, you might want exclusivity, or in exclusivity, you might want inclusivity. This could be a time where you really want to bring your opinion to places it matters. I wouldn't just throw it around places where people aren't listening. You might have some really important things to say, but I want you to be able to find the right audience where your opinion, your ask, your need, something you want to voice publicly might be of service to you. You might get a good response. You might find the right hashtags for a viral feed. And that you could, what you ask for, you could get tenfold. You can get more than you thought that you were asking for. They're little crabs. Leo, sun, moon, rising, the next 7 to 10 days. This is a time of commission. You might work hard for the bonuses. You could find small bits of money or small rewards for all the work you've been working on. You might divest from people around you that are vampires, that are draining your energy. It might feel a bit transient, like you can't get commitments from people, and that's okay. Work with not the commitment. Work with knowing that things need flexibility. Don't let people put words in your mouth or twist anything you've said. Be really clear in what you're saying to people. You might want to follow up an email with a phone call or a conversation, and to come across very clear to people. And you might find that this is a time that you want to guard your time and your energy so as not to be feeling like your wheels are spinning. And if you're starting to feel tired in the week, it could be that you could find your energy spinning a bit. Virgo, sun, moon, rising, Virgo, Virgo. This is a time of small victories. It could come on the job front. It could come on things you're working on. It could come with having a voice, independence, a opportunity to manage something or coordinate something, or you could be put in those roles. This is a time where your backbone will be important. It's about ethics, morality, doing the right thing when no one's looking. Maybe your boss is seeing something in you where they're like, you know what, that person's showing up in the right way. I feel like this is a time where you could get news that makes you feel like I was right, I was right. And I hope you get some glory in that. That brings you something. And that this is a time of maybe conception of good partnerships, good relationships, good business opportunities. Something about that seems really quite decent around you, or that you can have a boss who might want to bring you into something as well. All right, Virgos, Libra, sun, moon, rising. We have our Libras. Adornment. So this is a time where don't let your worries get to you. I would say make a list, write your worries down, and I would change them from worries into goals. I would change them into worries into actions. And I feel like this would be a time for you to not make assumptions about people. I would get clarity where is necessary, clear up anything people could be saying to you. You could be finding that you're going to really clean up any waste in your life, waste time, wasted effort, wasted food, wasted. You could be really getting a savings plan, conservation, conserving your energy, and that you're not going to be bugged into doing something. If you've said no to someone, you're pretty much going to stick to it the next 7 to 10 days. So some good stuff around that for you guys, little Libras. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising, Scorpio. This is a time that there's germination. So watch for illness, germination of sickness, viruses, cold and flu season. That this is a time of exhaustion at times. So find that, get your rest, get yourself in alignment with what you're actually wanting. You might have felt a bit disaligned or unaligned with people and places around you. Find things that are in alignment with you. It could be stuff that no one else is doing, and that you might have to go it alone a bit and go do it by yourself and go find your own way, find what you're doing. You could be planning vacations. You could be looking at some forward travel coming up for you that could bring you some excitement. I feel like you just have to drag your knuckles for a few more weeks, get some work in before you can take the vacation time, but you might be dreaming of those future vacation. And that this could be a time of staying poised for change and really not giving up at the slightest having to switch directions or having to switch mindsets. You might be really open to that, Scorpio, the next 7 to 10 days. Sagittarian, sun, moon, rising. You'll prove your worth, Sagittarians, to people around you. When people need you, you'll be there. You're going to be really trying to sort some stuff out. You might find a delay in money, some challenges around finances, money, what you've been thought you were saving, you could find you have to expend. You might find that you're going to be like, I got to tighten my belt. I'm putting in restrictions. I'm going to get very serious about my health regime. We're going to get very serious about rules and structures around my house, around my finances. So you're going to really be putting a lot of that in play, which I find could help you a lot. You might be going, nope, there's no time for fun. I gotta work and get things done. And so you're going to be very focused around that next 7 to 10 days. And I think it'll serve you well. There, Sagittarians. Capricorn, sun, moon, rising, my little Capricorns. This is a time of creation, of comprehension. You could be looking for new opportunities, new work. Your name could be put in the hat. And if you're looking for anything new around that for those caps, it looks like this could be a time of some success where you can get taps on the shoulder, people giving you the inward. They could say, I'll put a good word in for you. You know, they're hiring at my work. So there's something going on good for you around that, Capricorns. There could be some work to do in relationships in terms of romantic relationships, partnerships, or long-term friends. You might need to be there for people. You might need to show up. You might need to maybe put your needs aside for a bit to or cater to, and that you're going to need patience with people. You could find that you're really being triggered by people's inaction or people being frivolous. So I feel like this could be a time for you to really maybe check in with people just to be there for them, and they might need things from you. It might be a time to say yes to helping people out. Aquarius, sun, moon, rising, my little Aquarians. And this is a time of vibrancy and excitement and maybe payments and offerings. And you can't be waiting too long on an answer, or you can't wait too long to give an answer. There's going to be a time where you might have to be quick thoughted to take advantage of the opportunity being presented. Like if you don't buy it now, it's gone. If you don't ask for it now, it's gone. If you don't take advantage of it now, it's gone. So there's going to be a time when things pop up for you, take advantage of them. That it's going to be a time for you to really look at them, say yes. And it's no coincidence. And you can find a lot of unusual or good opportunities popping up for you that you're just going to require a quick yes and to follow through with, and go pick it up, go get it, be the one to show up, be the one to clean it up. You could find you wind up, say, with some new furniture. You could wind up with some new clothes, something new that comes to you because you were quick to take the opportunity. Pisces, sun, moon, rising. For this, it's going to be about wish fulfillment and looking at what you gained this last year in your life with your birthday season coming up, and how to replenish yourself, and what you're going to be looking forward to this next year. You have tons of planetary energy going on for you right now. And you have an eclipse kicking off pretty soon with your birthday. This is about where you've matured to, where you've come full circle, and that you might feel that there's salvation for the world, salvation for humanity, salvation for yourself, and that you could become really recommitted to things where you've lost creative juices, you've lost motivation, you've lost inspiration. You could find things recommit you to humanity, to your job, to creative projects, to things that were important to you. And this will be a time to kind of get back to those things. Now you can find me, and those are for all 12 signs. You can find me at bernicebissonpsychic.com. There you'll be able to find booking a reading with me. I'll never approach you on any social media. I'm only on Facebook, and it's mainly only because I have this radio show. Otherwise, I do read with people all over the world on video and in person. And I'm also a painter, and I also do channel paintings as well. And I'll be releasing an oracle deck. Yes, I said it. I'll be releasing an oracle deck in the next couple months. I'm just fine-tuning it. And it's 44 of my pieces of artwork that I've created, along with these stories that go with them around healing. And so I look forward to that, and stay tuned for more information on that coming up. And now let's get to my caller. I have Meg, who's been waiting so patiently for me. Now, Meg, my name is Bernice. How can I help you today?
I just have been very intrigued by this, practice, and wanted to call in and have a reading. That's all.
Well,
do you need a specific problem to solve?
No, I don't want problems. We're not, I tease. We don't want people's problems, but let's talk about what might be coming up for you, what shows up for you in and around you. How about that? We'll start there, okay?
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. And so I feel like the first thing I want to say is that you might find, I know there's a lot of deceased people, so I'm just going to say there's a man who shows up in spirit, He doesn't seem like he was all that old. I feel like he seems to show up with you saying to me that if I thought of a group of six, there could be a group of five, and that there is an opportunity to go and travel coming up. You might travel out of your state, you might travel away from where you're from to go see other family. It could be even a road trip, something that could come up for you even in June, that there could be news around May, June, and going out. And I feel like it could bring you more northwest than where you live now. And I feel like, I don't know that this man was old. He could have been around 65. I don't feel like he was an old guy, but he seems to show up really strong with you. And that this next, and I feel like this travel and this news to travel out of state is going to show up for you May, June, and there'll be travel to go maybe see someone's family member or friend that seems to be a male, or the news would come from them that would bring you out of state. And I feel like that's going to show up in the next few months. The other thing that starts to show up as well is there seems to be news that's going to show up, and there's two sets of kids. So I'm a bit confused about the two sets of kids. And I want to say that if it's I want to say three, maybe two and one, two sets of kids, and that there's the news of a baby girl. If she's wasn't recent in the last year or so, it seems to be showing up within the next, I'm going to say you'd know by June of 2026 about the birth of this baby girl. Some young adults right around your family. And I feel like, I even feel like it's funny because I almost want to say that the baby girl would wind up with a flower name and maybe your mom's name in her name in some way. That there's news around money being transferred. And I feel like the money could come through estate, insurance, something where it would have to do with financial papers, money. I don't know that I mean a will. Like it could mean a mortgage as well. I don't know that it's about borrowing money. I feel like it's about money that's coming that would be split with people. So it could be an estate or an insurance payout. But there's something that's benefiting you financially that seems to be showing up even in this next I don't want to say 9 months, 12 months. This news doesn't feel too far away. Now, it's not gazillions of dollars. I don't think so. I feel like there's something very much just getting wound up. And it could be a few $1,000s, $2,000, something getting wound up. There is, in terms of just your own self, Meg, there is something about maybe you're going to address something in your own health over this next 7 months, 2 to 7 months, something you're going to bring into balance, something that you're going to bring into through a regimen, and that you're going to become very mindful about your health. And it's not about an attack of something, or it feels more like you're like, oh, I don't want to, my mom had that. I don't want to go down. I don't want to be like that. So I'm going to really take care of it. And that you could be talking about this in terms of your own health. So you're going to be very mindful about maybe your longevity, your health, how you manage your day-to-day routines, and something very much about the month of July that comes up, that you'll be coming together with women, in your family. And I feel like your mom will be the topic of conversation as well. And I just feel like you're really going to do things to address health issues, because it could be very similar to her in some way. And I feel like there's something about really good health outcomes or better health outcomes for you that you're going to be quite pleased about. That seems to show up in the next little while for you. And I don't know that I feel like it's about getting off medication or not being on it. I don't think it's about medication being the cure all. I don't think that that's what I mean at all. Um, if you don't mind me asking, Meg, what's the day and month of your birthday?
May 6th.
May 5th, 5/5, correct?
No. Well, I know it to be May 6th.
Oh, May.
I'm adopted, and my birth parents told me I was born on May 5th, but all my documents say May 6th, so I don't really know.
Interesting. Oh, two sets of kids. Oh, do you know your bio family? Have you met them?
Yeah.
Two sets of kids. Now, can I ask you, well, maybe I'm going to say a couple things. So I'm going to go back to what I said about your health and like your mother. I may be talking about your bio mother, and that you
Okay.
could be very conscious about your health and not to biologically, like you could head something off at the pass. You could be on top of it, like, and you might get very serious, and you could be coming together with women in your family. And I feel like maybe I am talking about bio family even, and her name would come up. And I just feel like you're if I think about May, it's only because I heard I sometimes I can't hear clearly on my little phone, and it's not you, it's the microphone on my phone. It adds a buzz to things, so sometimes it makes it sound different. So May 6th is your birthday, or that's at least what you celebrate, my little Taurus. And I
Yeah.
feel like if I think about your birthday, you are at the tail end of a 7-year period as a Taurus where it's been a bit disruptive, and you've had to been able to pivot and change directions and respond to things that, Taurus is, they want slow and steady. They want some, they want some predictable. And you're going to have an opportunity once the planet Uranus moves out of your sign with your birthday moving forward, moves into your second house of cash flow, money, those types of things. And you could, like I say, that could be the time where you hear about unexpected estates, financial benefits, something that comes up through paperwork. So something now and over the next 2 years that's going to be really good around your money, a bit unexpected, and where you might find, and it could come through legal documents, and feels like it's legal. I don't feel like this is a lotto win, but I would wish one for you, but I don't think that's what I mean. I don't think so. And so
Okay.
where things are going to be quite lovely for you is going to be in terms of your romantic life, your companionship, sense of loneliness, sense of where you're at. This is going to be a real coming together time for Tauruses this now and over the next 2 years. So I'm going to say now, like, as your birthday coming the next years. And this is going to be very social invitations, very much being able to get back to life, living vitality, um, it could come through celebrations. It could come through some news of travel that could bring you to another state, another place. But I feel like you're going to another coastline. That's what I keep thinking in my head. But I feel like the news that comes up between now and even October, the time of Scorpio, is going to be, there's some good news in all of this and unexpected things. And you might be pleasantly surprised by people that they showed up, they followed through, they were able to. And I want to go back to your mom for some reason. And I feel like although you have these two sort of mother figures, I guess, feel like there's a mother who thinks you're like the bee's knees, like you're the best thing that could have happened to her. I need you to know that. And I feel like maybe reconciling, or you could be reconciling who you are, your pathway. What does this mean? Did you reach your full being or potential. And I get a sense that, we have different times in our life where we bloom, where we become our best version of ourselves and really authentic. And I got a sense that now in this next 7 years, this next 2 years, but is really going to be about you speaking your voice, speaking your mind, being authentic, being who you want, who you are, really standing in what you like, and being a bit unapologetic about it. And I feel like with no need to really, you might find that you're going to be supported in a lot of ways, that you wind up getting the good parking spots. You wind up getting the little bits of money owed to you. You wind up getting the last word. Sometimes Taurus is like that. But I do think that, and it's required you to maybe really have a backbone with a few people and some really clear boundaries with a few people, where maybe they've learned this with you. Maybe they've recognized that they can't get from you what they tried to before even. So there's some of that, and you'll feel a sense of maybe really coming out of a bit of a loneliness, where you're back to your old self, back to people, back to going out for dinner with friends, or being able to get back to life in some way that's going to feel really good for you. But your birthday going forward is a huge astrological transit, not just for you, but for many Tauruses, and you're going into a very harmonic, a very balanced, almost like, I don't want to say predictable, because we don't live in that world at the moment. So I want to say one where you might find instant karma. Like, if you said it, you did it. If you thought of them, they show up. If you knew that they had their up and comings, look, they got their up and comings. You didn't even have to lift a finger. You didn't have to say a word. And where you're going to be tested is you're going to be tested with people you love and questioning their ethics. You might be, you might see a side of people that, they have a problem, that they might be struggling with something that you could ethically struggle with as well. So I think if that's the rock and the hard place, that might be it in this next year, this next few months. But know you're in good hands. Know you are loved immensely in spirit. I feel like it's going to give you serendipity to confirm things you've been thinking. You're going to find they're going to manifest pretty quick.